Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Trillionaires. This is Jeremy Britton appearing for Boston Coin, and today we're chatting to Mikhail Bogdanov. I hope I got that pronunciation correct. Mikhail is 37. He has a legal degree and MBA in finance, and he loves gambling. He also loves legal studies, so that's okay. He's been involved in gambling businesses for the last 15 years and operates several gambling companies in both in individual countries and online. Now, when he's not gambling, Mikhail also likes to play billiards, probably for money, and box. And I'm imagining the boxing is when you lose, mate. You want to go out and punch a few people in the face. Is that what happens?
Well, I'm trying to do it professionally. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's always a challenge.
Well, your face still looks good, mate. So I think you want to keep focusing on the gambling and the cryptocurrency and not so much on the boxing. Otherwise, you'll end up with your nose sort of over here. But tell us a little bit about Firelotto. What did you see in the previous lotteries, like in the normal country-based or state-based lotteries, and you said, hey, we can bring crypto to this?
Yeah, while operating gambling in different countries and online, we realized that the only gambling sphere which has not been challenged or changed recently, like within many years, is lottery. Because lottery is owned by the government. It's the government's monopoly in each country, and it's very hard to get into this business. The reason why is because it brings a lot of, like, a big portion of revenue to the government. Over 50% government takes itself from selling tickets, and then another like 30-40% it takes as taxes when somebody wins the jackpot. But this gambling sphere has a lot of problems, starting from fair RNG, which is a random number generator, how they pick winning numbers, or how they report how much money they gained from selling tickets and how much money they give out. Payouts, how long they take, how big are the taxes. Then also there are small countries, there are big countries, and they never intersect in the lottery government doesn't want to share this market with its own market with anybody else. So people cannot, like foreigners, for example, cannot play in US lottery or in European lottery. And people have to stick with their own national lottery. Sometimes they're not having big jackpots.
So in your home country, what size would the jackpot be?
Well, the biggest jackpot would be $3-4 million the most.
Okay, I'm in Australia, and I think our big jackpot here is about 20 million. But in the US, they seem to have like 300 million and obscene numbers like that.
Yes. And so people want to play for big jackpot. Maybe they want to play the worldwide lottery that has like a big jackpot. So they want to have an access to it, but they not, because governments cut them off from the markets, from local markets. Also, the odds to win in traditional lotteries are very small. Like, for example, in US lottery, Powerball, or European lottery, we have to guess 6 numbers out of 69. The odds are 1 to 250,000 million. So that's almost impossible to win. That's why when we hear people get struck by lightning, it happens more often than people win the jackpot. So all of these problems made us think how to change it. And once we studied the blockchain technologies, we realized that we can make it lottery very transparent, very reliable, and deliver it to the whole world, like to make a global lottery where people can have an access to it through the blockchain. It cannot be influenced by man. Nobody can influence the results or winning numbers. The payouts can be done automatically, and people would play for real money deposit on the account. So all these problems blockchain can solve, and what we managed to do, we built Firelotto, which is a fully decentralized lottery platform and its business model all controlled by smart contract, but not the man. So Ethereum smart contract control all the lottery, and this lottery is owned by the community who owns our tokens.
Yeah.
So we delivered our lottery to the world, not like to a small group of people or government monopoly.
Yeah. When you told me that 50% of the money is taken by the government straight up, and like, you know, in my country, they don't have a tax on lottery winnings. I understand in the US it can be up to 40% is taken out in taxes. But I didn't realize that the ticket money was actually taken out as soon as you place your bet, the government's taking half of that money. So when you guys have your structure, which is, I think it's about 50% more payout, how does that affect me as a potential winner?
Yeah, what our platform does is whenever money are deposited on the smart contract address to play the lottery, 70% of this money automatically go to the prize fund. Not 50, but 70% goes to the prize fund. This is a record this is a record because the government has a lot of expenses to build its distribution chain and to promote and so on and so forth. So, but in our business scheme, it's much more easier. We don't have so many men. We don't have any men involved in any operation, so we can save this money and put the majority of the money we collect back to the prize fund. So for the player, it's much more interesting because the jackpot grows much faster, and there are more money to play for.
Sure.
So 70% goes to the prize fund, and then we have 30% left. So 10% is given out to token holders as a commission from ticket sales, because token holders have invested in our project and make it happen. So they deserve a share in the platform's revenue. So they receive commission in Ethereum in proportion of the tokens they have. 15% go to affiliates. This is how we advertise our product. We have, since we've been in a gambling business for a long time, we know most of the companies that are on this market. So what we propose to them is an white label affiliate program, where we connect our platform to their webpage, for example, and they do the promotion. We take care of the technology, of the jackpots and everything, of the support, and they put their brand name there. So all the people that go to their webpage can automatically play like a global lottery. So we don't, as a platform, we're not spending those huge amount of money for promotion and advertising. Then also we have 5% left, which are used for technical purposes, is to pay gas payments, because all the winning payouts are made on the behalf of the platform. So we need to pay gas as a commission for blockchain transactions, and the platform takes 5% from the money collected to pay this transaction fees.
And you've got to feed yourself as well, mate. You've got to feed yourself as well.
Well, why we motivated and why we working on this project is because we're also token holders. So we are interested. We own the fixed limited amount of tokens that were issued. The tokens are called float. We took 20% of this float to ourselves as a team. And this is so more people play, more it gets spread over the world, more commission we get ourselves, and then the price of the float will go up as well. So this is our motivation why we're working on this product. So we're just one of the token holders, one of the members of the community that owns this platform.
So like just say, for example, you know, I'm not a big gambler. I've bet on a football game once in my life. I've bet on a horse race maybe twice in my life. I can't even remember the last time I actually put money into Lotto. That's just me personally. I know Australians are a nation of gamblers. But as far as from investment purposes, what you're saying is, if I'm a token holder, I don't ever have to use that token. and I can actually receive a payment like every week or every month or whatever, as long as other people are gambling, I'm going to be making some money. How is that payment made? Is that in extra Firelotto tokens, or is that in Ethereum or something like that?
This is how it's made. You can buy our token on exchange. We now are listed on more than 5 exchanges, and one of them is top 20, is top BTC. So you can go on exchange and you can buy flat tokens for the current market price. Then you place them. This is an ERC20 compatible token, so it's built on Ethereum smart contract. So you place it on your private personal wallet, crypto wallet, and then every 2 months, when the commission from ticket sales has been distributed among the token holders, you automatically receive your portion of commission in Ethereum.
In Ethereum,
so the smart contract checks which crypto wallets, ERC20 based crypto wallets, have floats on its account at the moment of commission payout. It's done every 2 months at the same time. So it checks, and if it finds the smart contracts, or it finds the crypto wallets that contain our tokens, and then the payments are made automatically.
Okay. Beautiful. So this could be a great way of making Ethereum on a constant, ongoing basis.
Yeah, you just hold them, and you receive every 2 months, you receive the commission share, which is nice. It's like a passive source of income.
Yeah.
Also, to comply with legislation and SEC requirements, we add additional functions to the flat tokens, and also to make it go faster in price. You can also play with it. We accept on our platform, token holders can actually buy lottery tickets using flat. And the way it works, so what we do, for example, on exchange, the token price is 20 cents per token. On the amount of money you can buy it for. On our platform, we provide a higher exchange rate. For example, it's not 20, it's 35 cents. So you can, it's we actually buy them back from people for a higher price. And people, if you don't want to be a token holder, if you want to play some, you can use your flats, and we will accept them for the higher price, which is very interesting. And the price also always goes up, is bigger, like 1.5 times bigger at least than the price on the current exchange. So we accept them back. We buy them back from people. And that also complies with SEC regulations to make sure that it's not a security token.
Yeah, it's a utility token, but it's got a lot more value on your platform than others. You broke down the prize pool for us there earlier, saying 70% comes back to the gamblers, 15% to the referral, to the affiliates, and 10% to the investors, and 5% back for your costs and that sort of stuff. In the white paper, it actually mentions that referral partners can get up to 50% revenue from ticket sales. So how does that work?
Oh yeah, well, that's a marketing tool, and it's important to explain how it works. When we talk, the ticket price is $2, so 70% goes to the prize fund, 30% left, right? So those 30% are actually the platform revenue. It's a gross revenue, and then from this revenue we'll make from this revenue, from 30%, we give 15% from the gross ticket price to the affiliate, to the referral per person. So this 15% is actually 50% of the clear revenue.
Right.
So it's a marketing thing.
Okay, understand.
So we say that 15% from the gross ticket price is your reward, or 50% from the revenue share, because the revenue is 30% that there is left.
Yeah, yep, that makes sense. So apart from using the existing affiliate marketers that have been promoting other lotteries and things like that, how else have you gotten the word out? What else have you done for your marketing?
Well, what we do is we have a roadmap, and there we tell people what next steps are we're going to take in development and making the platform better, more interesting for people to play. We add new services and new functions, new games, and so on and so forth. So every time we make a major update of the platform, when we add some more things to it, we inform community about what we've made. So what we do, we make an airdrop, we put advertisement on, for example, CoinMarketCap. We promote, we tell people about these things in crypto-related mass media. And that attracts new players because they read this, they see that we're working on the product, we make promotional free tokens giveaway, and they participate, and we add more and more users. Like, for example, we finished our ICO on April 15th, and then we had a 5,500 investors. Since then, we developed our project more, and we made a promotion, and now we have over 13,000, and It's been only several months. But because marketing is very expensive, and we don't have like that much money to buy a lot of marketing, like to buy a lot of advertisement. So we really care how much money we spend on it, so not just to waste money of our investors. So we usually do it when we make something great, something big, and then we promote this. Like, for example, now we're about to finish our exchange. We built an external exchange, so people can play not just only for Ethereum and Flat, they can also play for fiat money.
Right.
So, and we're sure that 100% sure that the amount of people that will join the game will blast. So once we launch the service, and hopefully it's going to be made within like a week, because we're still waiting for the bank to give an approval, we're going to make another promotion of this new service for people to know.
Yeah. One of the things that I found kind of interesting is, because crypto, for most people in most countries, it's outside of government jurisdiction. Like, they can't actually see what you're doing there. Obviously, in the lottery in the United States, if you win 250 million, then straight away, 10 million or 100 million is going to go in taxes. But if I win a huge amount of cryptocurrency, then the government can't see that. They can only see that when I turn it back into fiat. So if you guys give me 100 million Bitcoins or something like that, that's fantastic. And it's just sort of hidden out there somewhere in cyberspace, and the government can't see it, the tax office can't see it, my friends and family can't see it. But then if you give me a big check, like of fiat currency, how is that going to work as far as privacy, taxes, government, that sort of thing?
Well, crypto is not well regulated as a financial instrument. Like most of the countries have not defined what crypto is. Is it a financial instrument? Is it a type of electronic money? So there is a lack of regulations at this moment. Also, it's anonymous. Crypto is anonymous. It's decentralized and anonymous. So once you get your winnings, which is guaranteed by the smart contract, so the person wins and he gets it automatically. Once he gets his winnings, he decides to himself, we have a legal, in our rules, we warn the person that once you get this money, it's up to you to declare them and pay off your taxes. So what the person can do, he can go to an exchange, say that I've got this money from any type of source. Like, what we don't really like, we do care for people to pay taxes, and we do care about it, but it's up to the person. It is up to the person to do that. So if he decides to turn them into fiat, I think it would be better for him to declare this money, pay off the income tax, and live off his life.
Yeah. But if you give me fiat, then are you still not reporting it? Because you're the one transferring it then.
Well, how our fiat payments are gonna work, it's also very interesting. What we do is we have a licensed European license for exchange for crypto exchange operations. So when the person plays with fiat money, his money first are exchanged to Ethereum, placed on his newly created crypto wallet, and then transferred automatically to the smart contract of the lottery. So, and then when he receives the winning, the crypto comes from the anonymous address of the smart contract of the lottery to his newly created wallet, and then exchanged back to fiat. So the bank will see that from his crypto that he's doing crypto exchange operations. For the bank, it's going to be a crypto exchange, and it's actually, this is how it works. So it's up to the person to declare and explain to the bank why his account was, for example, $1,000 and then increased to, I don't know, $1 million. But maybe he bought a Bitcoin for the price of, I don't know, $3,000 as it was a year ago, and then it went up to the moon and became $20,000. So it's a pure income, and it's up to the person to declare, but he will actually receive it from crypto exchange operations.
Okay, as I know, your background is in gambling and legal stuff. What other specialists have you had to bring on? Because obviously you need someone to do the marketing and someone to do the coding. What other things have you thought of?
Like what people will have in a team? We have a really strong team of programmers, and we're really proud of them because nobody yet could deliver such things to the world. We also have a team of marketing. We have a marketing agency. It's a digital marketing agency located in St. Petersburg. They help us with advertisement. Maria Kingsley is head of it. Also, we have professional mathematicians who make a model of the games we provide to our players, and they check if it works correctly according to the mathematical layouts and odds so the model actually works and it's stable, and that I know there is no place for mistakes in favor of the platform or in favor or greater favor of the player. Like for example, that RNG is truly fair, that RNG truly unpredictable. They do the statistics. Also, we have a legal firm that helps us in building our legal structure and expand on different markets. Also, we have a team who is responsible for presenting our company on major exhibitions and events that travels around. So we have many people. Like we usually work. We don't have like a lot of people, but the people like that we have are highly professional. And there is a separate group of like a team that's specializing in what they do. This is how we work.
Very good, very good. So where do you see the company going to? Like you've been in the business for the last 15 years. Where do you see like Firelotto and crypto and gambling going in the next few years?
It's not just my opinion, and we talk with other players on the market, very famous ones. Many people are sure that blockchain will bring more transparency into the gambling, because this is in online gambling. All the gambling is moving to online. Like it develops on online greatly, and the lack there is transparency, fair gaming. So blockchain technologies are really solving many problems, that we did in our project. It's applicable to any other products, gaming products. So I'm sure that blockchain technologies will take more and more, will be implemented more and more in gaming, and in 5 years, it will change. It will actually change the gaming industry.
You think
And
you'll put the United States lottery out of business, Matt?
I, it's it's a tricky question. We're not trying to put somebody away from the market. We're just trying to create a new technology and provide it to show the world how actually blockchain technologies can be useful and implemented in our everyday life. Because many people hear that blockchain, bitcoins, but they don't really know how they influence their life.
Mm.
And I'm sure, like many government in US, for example, that are, if we go online, we see how much fraud is made in the lottery business, and governments are trying to solve it. Maybe they will look at this technology more. They will take a closer look, and they will find many interesting things, and they will implement blockchain technologies in their business. So we're just creating a technology that can be useful for governments as well. And we'll see how big we're gonna get to this moment.
Well, hopefully you can make improvements, not necessarily pushing someone out of business, but just you being the best player in the business. Maybe that's going to be it.
Yeah.
You've been in business, as I say, for a long time and involved in different lottery operations. Mm-hmm. And obviously someone who's been in business for a long time and always improving things, every now and then you have a failure. Every now and then something screws up and you learn a valuable lesson. So what's been one of your favorite failures from the last few years?
Well, we've been operating a lot on the Russian market, and Russian market was closed for gambling. We do have several casinos in Russia, but also sports betting is allowed. But lottery and online gaming is strictly prohibited. So we lost all assets on this market, and that was a big failure. So this is why we looked for new technologies. We were looking for new technologies and new markets where we can work and implement our knowledge and skills.
The government could just come in and seize the assets in that example?
It's not by seizing the assets. It's just by making laws that would say, for example, in 2 years, everything should be shut down.
Right.
Not well regulated, but shut down, and there's a big difference between regulations and shutting down the business. It's just taking everybody out of the market.
Okay. Painful.
So, yeah. Painful.
Yeah. In addition to, go.
Like one real thing that I wanted to mention about the odds, because I said that the odds to win in the lottery are very small. But what we did, for example, in the Firelotto, why it would be also interesting for people to play, is the odds to win the jackpot is 1 to 8 million.
Right.
And so it's 30 times higher than in a regular lottery. And we have due to the blockchain and the way it's organized, we make a draw every 24 hours, and usually you have to wait for the draw at least 1 week. I don't know how often the draw takes place in Australian National Lottery, but in our lottery, people can become millionaires every day.
Okay.
So and we have a minimum guaranteed amount, so it's minimum $1 million.
And if nobody wins that one, like on Monday, what happens to the money for Tuesday?
Oh, all the money that were not spent all money that were not won, that stayed on the platform, they just go to the prize fund, and the jackpot goes up.
Right.
So all the money that nobody won goes to the jackpot and builds the jackpot.
Right.
But if somebody wins the jackpot, there is a minimum guaranteed amount, which is deposited on the smart contract of the lottery, and people can see that there's always be a 1,100 Ethereum deposit on smart contract for people to play for and win.
Very good. Very good. So in addition to you've had gambling for many years, and you're playing sport, and you're also an investor in crypto yourself. What's been the best investment that you've had?
in my team. First in my team, I found like a very nice team to work with. If
Yeah.
we're talking about it's not a money investment, it's a soul investment. It's how much we spend with each other, and how we we treat each other. And also the biggest asset that I've gained throughout my life is my family.
That's so beautiful. I think I want to come and work on your team now, mate. That's very good. It's very good. You obviously got a strong connection with the team and a strong connection with the family. Would you advise, people who are starting out in business these days, because it's a very different business market, sort of post-internet, post-blockchain than what it was back in the olden days when you open a store and put them out in the newspaper. What advice would you give to new business owners or people who want to start their own ICO?
Well, go for your goal, never give up, and deliver what you promise.
Mm-hmm.
Because what people say about you is like you can. There is a big issue in ICOs, and I'm really glad that now it's changing. There's a lot of fraud was going on last year and previously.
Yeah.
So really think about what you're doing and deliver what you promise, and also always go for your goal. Never give up.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I understand, sort of having the regulations turn against you in your own country would have been a bit of a problematic thing, but you, as you say, never give up. You just keep focusing. How else do you stay positive and motivated? Do you exercise? Do you eat well? Do you meditate? What do you do to keep focused?
Well, I think that the key to a nice life, like to feel yourself good and keep yourself motivated, is a healthy life. Because when you have power, I'm not sure how you say it in English, but it was that that a strong soul is in a strong body.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's important to have a strong body, to eat healthy, to do sports, and and uh, and that's one of the keys to stay positive.
Mm.
Because when you wake up and everything goes wrong, and you go to a gym, for example, and you exercise and you give all this bad energy, then you have a whole day and you get a lot of power, and it keeps you going and going.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who have a hard day and would go home and drink too much or eat junk food or something like that. So I'm glad you get it all out at the gym.
Yeah, I'm not saying that alcohol, for example, is bad, or food is bad. I'm just saying that we have to uh, know how much is enough for us, and enough is not that much how we usually do it. Enough
Mm.
is we can have a glass of wine, for example, or I don't know, go to a nightclub and have fun, or eat
Mm.
something unhealthy, because we'll also get positive feelings out of it. But it's not. It shouldn't become the way we live every day.
Yeah, a balance, as you say, a healthy
Yeah,
mind in a
balance. Yeah.
healthy body. I found out recently that the shoe brand ASICS, like ASICS,
Mhm.
the shoe brand, actually
Mhm.
is an acronym for a Latin phrase. I'm going to get the Latin wrong because I'm not Italian, but
Mhm.
it's anime sonore in corpora sanorum, which is a clean mind in a healthy body. So there you go. That was a little shoe brand bit of trivia that I picked up. So that's very, very good. So mate, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that you've been jet setting around. You've had a trip to China just last week. You're going to China again, I believe, this week to meet with some investors. How
Yeah,
come? Yep.
uh-huh. Yeah, we were invited to Macau.
Yep.
Uh, we had a great exhibition held on Hong Kong last week. It was very productive, and we
Mm-hmm.
were invited to Hong Kong, to one of the biggest casinos in Hong Kong, in Macau,
Yeah.
to negotiate about blockchain, online gambling, and products we have. So if we make a deal, our community will find out about it really fast.
Well, the Chinese love to gamble as well. I think the Chinese might be sort of half a step above the Australians as far as their gambling per capita. It's very, very big industry. Yeah, so good luck to you, mate.
With wealthy people.
Yeah, very true. Very true. So for us as investors, how do we find out more about Firelotto? You mentioned you're on the BTC exchange, or can we still buy coins from your website? Where else can we get information and invest?
Well, we have, if people go online to firelotto.io, there'll be all the social media where we are, that people can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram channel. So people can find all the useful information on our ICO's webpage, firelotto.io. And also we put all the information about new listings and new events there right away after it happens.
Excellent. So firelotto.io, and then follow whichever Twitter, Telegram, Facebook, whatever thing you like. Yeah. But as I say, not necessarily if you're not a gambler, like I'm not a gambler, I'm an investor. If you are a gambler, obviously jump in and buy some Firelotto tokens, because you're selling them back to the originator at 1.5 times the price for a start. That's going to give you better chances in the lotto. You got 30 times the chance of winning the Firelotto than you have of one of the country's lottos. But if you just want to hold on as an investment, obviously buying the Firelotto tokens, then you're making 10% back on whatever everybody else is gambling. And obviously this is going to be a growing industry. So brilliant idea, mate. I love it. I love it, because there's not very many cryptocurrencies that actually pay a return back to investors. Like, they go up and down in value, but there's not very many that pay a dividend or pay a yield out to investors. So good on you for doing that. So thank you again, Mikhail, for your time. Really lovely chatting to you, and love the project. Fantastic. Thank you. And again, guys, firelotto.io, and search for it on the Telegrams and find out how to use it, what games to play, and how to make money from it. Thanks, Mikhail.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great evening.
Cheers.
Look inside and you will find all your wealth inside of you. Wealth starts inside your mind. What you send out comes back to you. What you send out comes back to you. Your heart is like a